Hey everyone, it's Sade, your favorite Blentrepreneur, and this series is about my personal experience on my entrepreneur journey, where I will give you hacks, tips, and tricks on what it means to start your own business. So today on this episode, we're actually going to talk a little bit more about self and self-actualization. So last time we had an episode, we actually talked a little bit about how the value, makes your business and who you are and how that reflects through your business. And so when it comes to being an entrepreneur, I think sometimes we underestimate how much it has to do with who you are and what you're amplifying or the things that you're doing in your daily life. So for me personally, I like to say that there are 3 keys: knowledge, understanding, and acceptance. And for me, we tend to seek knowledge, right? That allows us to gain a better understanding of things. Whether it's our lives, whether it's, seeking knowledge about copywriting and figuring out how to communicate that to your team. Either way, knowledge always leads to, or I won't say always, should lead to understanding. Sometimes you can gain knowledge and have no idea what to do with it, right? So with the 3 keys, knowledge leading to understanding, that also applies to self. So when you have knowledge of who you are, right, you constantly are dissecting that, analyzing it, and it changes as you grow and as you move forward through life. And that knowledge allows you to gain a better understanding of self. It allows you to gain a better understanding of who you are, of what you feel like, your purpose is, right? Everyone says purpose and uses that to determine, okay, well, where am I going in life? What does my journey look like? And that directly translates to your business, to the way that you treat people, to how you manage and handle your team members and your employees, your family, and your life just overall. So seeking knowledge, and like we talked about in the first episode, education, right? Seeking out that education, whether it's about self, business, specificity, different things that you're learning about, that is the first step, and that is ultimately one of the most important steps. Because if you don't seek the knowledge, right, then you won't be able to gain that understanding. You won't be able to then apply that knowledge to things that are happening in life, to systems or structures that also impact you or your business. And so why are we talking about all this personal stuff, Shar, about business, right? It definitely matters. And so there's this book, it's called Millionaire Morning. And that book talks about essentially a millionaire's daily routines, right? Or daily activities. If you guys wanted to know what time I wake up every morning, I'm sure you wouldn't be able to guess. Too bad this isn't live, so I won't be able to ask you. But I wake up at 4 a.m. Not every day. I try to, but I'm human. But I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Why do I do that? And it's not just about business, right? I'm not waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning so I can hurry up and put slides together and, put scripts together. I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning for me, for self, because once 9 o'clock hits, I'm clocked in and I'm working. So for me, that early time allows me to do what I need to do to start my day and move forward efficiently and effectively. So what do I do at 4 o'clock in the morning when I get up? Well, a little bit different than the Millionaire Morning, but I am very, very in touch with, I would say, spirit, and I'm very spiritual. If anyone knows me, they know about, my smudge sticks and my crystals and all that jazz. So in the morning, I actually take a spiritual bath, and if you guys do not know what that is, you will be able to find out not here, but I also, like I said, do holistic wellness and things of that nature. So if you see what I'm up to, you'll learn a little bit more about those things as they come along as well. But so I take a spiritual bath in the morning, and that just allows me to chill, to decompress. I dream a lot. I analyze literally everything, which can be time consuming and mentally, energetically draining, which is something that I'm personally working on, because you don't have to analyze everything. But so I do that so that I can take a few seconds to meditate, to get my head in the game, to start my day effectively, and to determine, okay, well, what am I going to do today? How does my day look like? And honestly, as the more that I've been waking up early and getting consistent with that, right? And this is actually something that I started in college. So don't be, oh my gosh, 4 o'clock in the morning. How am I going to do that every day? You know, it's a process. I actually started this when I was a senior in school. And the first thing that I wanted to do was start getting up at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't have class until 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was the type of person that, okay, my alarm will go off and I know that I got 2 more hours till I gotta be somewhere. So I would silence the alarm and then, you know, keep sleeping. And the next thing you know, I'm getting up this 11:30, I'm rushing to class, I'm late. And so I decided I didn't want to operate like that anymore. So I wanted to do something where I can get up a little bit earlier, take the time, because, you know, I take a little bit of time to get ready. And so I made it a part of my mission to get up at 10 o'clock in the morning. That did not happen, like, at all. But it was gradual. And as I'm looking at the past now, right, and I see where I am now, I remember how hard I struggled when I was in school, and I was like, okay, I gotta get up at 10, I gotta get up at 10. And my alarm would go off and I would snooze it, but then I would start getting up at 10:30. And then I would start getting up at 10:15 after I sneezed it the first time. And then I'd start getting up at 10 o'clock. So that was a process. And now the 4 a.m., you know, it wasn't just, okay, I want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I did it. I had already been kind of practicing this, and to each his own, right? You might be able to set your alarm for 4 a.m. and hop out of the bed. And it just depends on who you are and what you've got going on. But for me, it was very, very hard. I love my sleep. And so after senior year, I started doing it for even earlier, because I started working in a different place. I had a job. I was substitute teaching actually when I first graduated. And so I had to be up at like 7 o'clock so I can get to the kids by 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. So then I was like, okay, well now I need to start getting up at like 6 a.m. And I was used to getting up at 10. So I gradually started getting up at, let's say like 8, 7, and it was just a process, essentially, is what I'm describing. It's step by step by step, right? And so everything, once we decide, okay, I want to do this, it's not always going to, boom, just hit and you're just perfect at it. And you want to make sure that you have no judgment, right? And that's the next point that I'm getting to, is that once you start to seek this knowledge, right, and you're applying it and you're getting a better understanding of who you are, then you have to accept that. Right? And the third key is acceptance. Accepting who you are, accepting what the circumstances are, accepting what you want to do and what that means for you. So for me, accepting who I was, I had to know that, okay, you like your sleep, sis. So you're probably not just going to turn around and get up at 4 o'clock in the morning if this is a new goal of yours and you haven't been practicing it. So now you have to get into a routine of, okay, I'm going to practice this. Yes, I'm going to be diligent. I'm going to be, you know, stern with myself. And when my alarm goes off, I'm going to get up. And so those are just different things that I went through personally and with sleep specifically. But going back to the Millionaire Morning book, it describes your systems and processes for the day. And those things really severely impact what you do and how you move forward. Because if you start your day off chaotic, right, and you're scrambling, you're getting up, it's 12 o'clock, you got to be somewhere at 12:30, 1 o'clock, you're not able to take that time to think about, okay, what am I going to do today? How do I want my day to be planned out? You're not taking those moments or hours, right, to center yourself and to ground yourself and to make sure, hey, you know, this is what I need to do for me, and taking care of self first. And that self-love is also something that, you know, we've been talking about recently, just in society, and getting a better understanding of what that looks like for ourselves. So with that just allows you to choose, you know, what am I doing today? It sets your morning. Your early hours set how you're going to essentially move forward throughout the rest of the day. It's like if your parents ever told you, you know, if you stub your toe in the morning and then you're all angry and mad and you're like, oh, I can't believe that just happened. What's going to keep happening? Oh my gosh, I dropped the glass. Now I broke the glass. Now I got to clean that up this morning. Now I'm late. Oh, there's traffic. Everything that happens in your day is going to start to pile and pile and pile. And if you stay in that lens, right, that you woke up with, if you stay in that, I stubbed my toe this morning, then you're going to be in that energy throughout the entirety of the day if you don't choose to change it, right? So the Millionaire Morning and just my morning routine is geared towards making sure that you're grounding yourself every day so that when you do move forward and you're executing different things, that you're doing it with love, with compassion, with drive, dedication, passion, whatever you choose to start your morning with. So outside of my spiritual bath, I do my meditation. I write my to-do list down for the day. I walk my dog. Sometimes I run if I feel like it. And that's how I start my morning. And that just really makes me feel good. It makes me feel grounded. So once I actually sit down to do work and hustle, if you will, right, that I feel like I'm doing it with a clear mind. And when you think about Millionaire Mornings, you can also translate that into the evening. What do you do to reset yourself? What do you do to reflect on your day? What are you doing to maintain these processes, right, throughout the morning and the evening? They're both very important for me. And I think one thing also that I would love to touch on is you don't have to work yourself into the ground to be successful, right? There's this connotation that, no sleep, I'm working 40 hours a day and just really trying to make sure, obviously there aren't 40 hours in a day, guys. That was a joke. But so, of course, just making sure that you're not overdoing it, right? You're not running yourself into the ground. You're not sleeping. You're not cooking for yourself. All of those things go into how you perform. Because if you're not sleeping, then you're not allowing your body to rest, to rejuvenate and recuperate so that you can actually move into the next day with energy, right? And with kind of that same purpose. So you want to make sure that your evening is just as important as your morning. Excuse me. So, so your evening and your morning are very, very important. And I do similar things. So I don't always take a bath at night. I like to shower, guys. But I do have a similar routine where I then journal and I reflect. So just specific things for me. I like to journal because I can then look at that and say, okay, this is where I was last year, or this is where I was last month. Did I actually accomplish the things that I wanted to accomplish? Am I still in the same mental energy, right? The same emotional space? Is this beneficial for me? So all of those things take into account. When you think about success, when you think about entrepreneurship and business, I think that our society has a way of separating everything. And we think, okay, my job, my family, my friends, my education, all of those things are different. When in reality, they all come together, right? And they're a part of you. They're a part of your life. They're a part of your daily experiences. And so when you start to bring those things together and build those pieces of your life, right, you see how they're all interconnected. And that's how I'm able to see, okay, my friend just pissed me off and now I'm taking that out on my team member. I need to tone that down. You know what I'm saying? I need to collect that and reevaluate and analyze that. So all of those things, are important when you think about structuring your business, how you're moving forward in your business, and how people feel. What's the culture, right, of your company? And so that's really what the value is. Once you start to accept who you are, right, you use the 3 keys, you seek your knowledge, you apply it, and you gain understanding. And then you accept that. You see where you are. And then you can determine, okay, if I don't want to be here, this is where I need to be. And you apply that. You keep applying that to everything, right? Okay, so I'm not where I want to be. I want to get here. What do I need to do? Seek knowledge. How do I do that? Understand. Apply it. Okay, I have to make this commitment. I have to make this sacrifice. I have to do X, Y, and Z. Acceptance. And so you use those and you move forward. It's really just a process of growth for me. And I think everything is living beings, living organisms. So I think life is all about growth and how you pursue that growth. So when you think about self-actualization, a couple of things that I want to leave with you guys. Definitely look into the E-Myth and Michael E. Gerber in general. All of his E-Myth series, they talk not only about entrepreneurship, but they do explore the identities of self and the aspects of self that you're seeing in business, right? And that you utilize to grow, that you utilize to water your seeds, water your employees, water your products and your services. And so it really just allows you to make those personal connections so you can see, okay, am I in my entrepreneur mindset? Am I in my manager mindset, my technician mindset? What am I doing? What do I need to do? What do I need to learn? How can I apply that? And how will that help us grow? Or how will that help us move forward? So that is what I have for you guys today when it comes to self-actualization, how that applies and how that goes into your business and your business structure, your morning and your evening. Those impact your everyday experience. They impact how you move, right? And how you treat people, your behavior. So those are just different things that we touched on. And remember the E-Myth, I will definitely put those in the caption below. So making sure that you have those resources or access to them. I mentioned Scribd, the first episode. I will also put that link below. And so that just allows me to get all of these books. So that's where I read these things. And they also have audiobooks as well. So I hope you guys gained some knowledge today, and this was very valuable to you. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys, and making sure that you hit that like button. If you found like you got something valuable from this, then make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the notification button to make sure that you're there whenever we have a new episode dropping of Blentreprenuer.